If you've been involved in a shooting in Alabama, there's three things that you need to know. The first is that the police are going to want to talk to you. Rule number one is that they're going to want to talk to you. The second thing is it's almost always a bad idea for you to talk to them. And people sometimes get a little confused about this. It's really not hard, but for whatever reason, people sometimes feel compelled to talk to the police. Maybe it's a guilty conscience. Some people think, well, wait a second, I was justified. Maybe they think they were acting in self-defense or whatever. They think, well, if I got nothing to hide, why shouldn't I talk to the police? You don't talk to the police. It's the wrong approach. So the third thing you need to know is, well, what's the best approach? Well, this is a two-pronged best approach on the third rule, which is, the first thing is, if you can get a lawyer preferably before you ever talk to the police. Talk to a lawyer first. That advice sounds good on paper, but practically speaking, usually you can't find a lawyer. You're involved in something, it's 3 a.m, you can't find a lawyer. What do you do? Well, what you do is you clearly and unequivocally tell the police that until you've had an opportunity to speak with a lawyer, you have nothing to say. You can say that politely, and it's probably better to do so, but you just need to, again, I'm using magic words here that are in court decisions. You need to clearly and unequivocally tell them, I'm sorry, officer, investigator, I'm sorry, but until I have a chance to discuss this with a lawyer, I'm going to invoke my right to remain silent. I'm not going to talk to you till I have a chance to talk to a lawyer. Now, in a perfect world, at that point, the police would say, oh, okay, we're not going to talk to you anymore. And some police do abide by the rules, but not all of them, and some of them will try to push it. They may say certain things to try to get somebody to make a statement anyway. There's certain police tricks and things like that I'm not going to go into here, but they might say something like, hey, if you're not going to talk to us, if you're not going to help us, we got to take you to jail. And that may be absolutely true, and you may wind up going to jail, and I know nobody wants to go to jail. They may say things like, if you didn't do anything wrong, why do you need a lawyer? Don't fall for those things. And yes, you may be going to jail, but bear in mind, going to jail for a relatively short period of time is better than going to prison for a very long time. And if you say something that puts your head in a noose, you might be in prison for a very long time, and you want to avoid that. So wait until you have an opportunity to speak to a lawyer. If you cannot afford a lawyer, don't worry about that. If you can't afford a lawyer, a judge will appoint a lawyer for you if you're arrested, and you'll talk to them. I'm not saying any of this is pleasant. I recognize you might be sitting in the jail for a long time waiting for the judge to appoint you a lawyer and all of that, but you have to think of a long goal and not a short goal on these kind of things if you're stuck in jail on something like this. Many, many people have hung themselves by saying something that they shouldn't. Even innocent people get themselves wrapped around a post by saying something that's misinterpreted, misheard, or whatever. And once you've said something, it's almost impossible for your lawyer to be able to completely take it back. Yes, lawyers can file things like a motion to suppress where we argue, hey, judge, don't let this into evidence because the police acted improperly or something of that nature. And the judge sometimes will say, I agree, the jury can't hear it. But there's more to it than that, because the prosecutor, who's the person who's making decisions on, does he want to offer you something? What does he want to do with your case? What's his impressions of you, and how's this case going to go forward? That prosecutor does see those statements, and even if they don't come into evidence, it's going to affect or infect his decisions on how to handle your case. So please wait until you speak to a lawyer. Don't say anything until that time. If you're in any kind of a legal jam in North Alabama, and of course you want our help, give us a call. Our phone number is listed below here somewhere. Thank you for watching. I hope you appreciate this video. By the way, I will put a follow-up video of a real case where somebody came to us after a shooting, and I'll tell you what happened in that case in the next video. Thanks for watching.